Welcome to our topic today, resource conservation. I'm glad you chose to learn about this very important topic because knowing how to protect Earth's natural resources will benefit current and future generations. Our objectives for this course are to understand what resource conservation is, to understand why resource conservation matters to us as food service employees, and to learn what you can do to help with conservation efforts. First of all, what is resource conservation? Broadly defined, it is the management of energy, water, waste, time, and other natural resources. Shoreline Public School District has a board policy and procedure directly related to resource conservation. School Board Policy 8600 states that resource conservation, which includes the managing of energy, water, waste, time, and other natural resources, is and should be promoted as an important and complementary component of the school district's mission. The district shall create a connection between the school curriculum, consumption, and the resource management practices used within the facilities to the extent feasible. It is the joint responsibility of administrators, support personnel, teachers, students, parents, and the community members who use the schools to contribute to and participate in resource conservation. Why does resource conservation matter to us? Well, when food is wasted, so are the resources and the labor used to grow, harvest, process, transport, and manage the food from farm to table. Food waste is a huge challenge with significant environmental, social, and economic impacts. A greater understanding of these impacts catalyzed a global effort to reduce food waste. The Food and Agricultural Organization, known as FAO, of the United Nations found that 1/3, which is approximately 1.3 billion tons, of all food produced for human consumption is wasted. In the US, 35% of the 229 million tons of food available went unsold or uneaten in 2019. That's nearly $130 billion worth of food unsold and uneaten each year, at a cost of almost 2% of the US gross domestic product. Washington alone generates more than 1 million tons of food waste annually, with a large portion of about 35% being edible food going into landfills. Washington is now in line with global, national, and regional goals to reduce food waste by 50% by 2030. The Use Food Well Washington Plan is a roadmap to meet the statewide food waste reduction goals. RCW 70A.205.715 is known as the Use Food Well Washington Plan. Agriculture and the food system are key to global climate change response due to the release of methane gas, which is a potent greenhouse gas, which impacts global warming from the decomposition of wasted organic food matter. In fact, methane gas, which again comes from decomposing wasted food, is 20% more potent than CO2 on the global level. So I already mentioned School Board Policy 8600. In going further with the procedure 8600P, there are many topics discussed, but the ones that pertain the most to our food service department begin on page 4. Avoid food waste. The procedure states, avoiding food waste includes reducing food waste, repurposing ingredients, directing otherwise unused food to the community as allowable, and engage in composting and recycling. The district will prioritize durable, then compostable, followed by recyclable material over disposable materials in the lunchroom, as well as in food preparation. Further, the procedure directs our department to engage in food recovery programs, minimizing food waste in the preparation of meals, and to purchase in bulk whenever possible. All of the aforementioned reasons are very important to us, but the last one is very compelling, which is avoiding food waste. And of course, this last one is avoiding food waste. It really saves money. Due to inflation, food and supply costs for our program have increased considerably. In comparing expenses between school year 18-19 and 22-23, non-food supply costs, this would be packaging costs, have increased by 29%, and food costs have increased by a whopping 66%. With as many kids as we serve, this increase is in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Understanding offer versus serve and helping your coworkers at the school understand this can go a long way when educating the kids about the importance of only taking what they will eat. We do not want to discourage kids from taking a full meal, but we do want to educate them about the importance of feeding their tummy and not the garbage can, and how offer versus serve works. What can we do? Well, in Shoreline, we are able to recover any leftover non-perishable food items as long as the packaging is intact. Items can and should be brought back into the kitchen, inspected, wiped with a sanitizer rag, and reused. These items include unopened bowls of breakfast cereal, crackers, fruit cups, craisins, juice, sunflower seeds, and shelf-stable milk and soy milk. We're not able to recover, for our use anyway, any perishable foods because we are considered a retail food establishment. We are able, though, to partner with a 501c3 nonprofit who is protected by the Good Samaritan Act, RCW 69.80.031. They are able to recover and use perishable foods that kids are served in our cafeterias but do not eat. Again, these foods will need to be unopened and uncontaminated items, but we can save these foods for a coordinated pickup by volunteers to take the foods to one of our community partners. Items that can be recovered and shared in this way include unopened cartons of milk, string cheese, and yogurt cups. We began a pilot program at Meridian Park in June to begin this volunteer partnership in coordination with HopeLink. We will begin rolling this out at other schools as the school year begins, with SIRE coming on board next. Our biggest obstacle is having time to educate students about offer versus serve. So the food service department will begin offering Nana the Banana Lunch and Learn in the fall of 2023 in coordination with your building administrator. The goal will be to help engage students during lunch in learning about the 5 meal components, what is required and what is optional. We may also record a video to play at lunch and share with teachers for the future. To prepare for the school year, steps you can take now would be to ensure you have all of the signage you need for your lunchroom. That would be things like your milk optional sign, offer versus serve sign, food recovery table signs, etc. You can request signage from the food services office. You should work with your custodian and lunchroom supervisor to let them know about the food recovery table, what foods can be collected, and where it can be located. Once we have set your school up with a volunteer pickup of perishable foods, you will need to collect the perishable items in between lunch in order to put those items in the HopeLink bin under the refrigeration control. You will also need to collect, sanitize, and rotate the non-perishable items back into inventory using the expiration date following FIFO, first in, first out, food safety and rotation standards. All right. Well, thank you for your time today, and please send any questions about lunchroom food reduction initiatives to nutrition.services@ssd412.org. Have a great day.